Somebody's wondering how does God perform his miracles? Can I help you out? God works miracles through people and through prayer. I wish I could get about 92 of y'all to just say through people and prayer. All right, that was about 2. I'm still waiting on the 90. Through people and prayer. And that's why you got to be careful how you treat other people. I'm gonna say, you got to be careful how you treat other people, because you'll never know when God is using them as your heavenly express carrier to deliver your miracle. Smile at somebody. Yeah, that's the way I do it. I mess with folk the whole sermon. Smile at somebody and say, you better treat me right, because I just may be your UPS with the blessing that you've been waiting on. Oh, come on. Come on, look at them again and say, you better treat me right. I just may be the UPS man or woman, and I'm carrying the blessing. Y'all don't see what I see. Y'all ought to see how Larry look at his Sarah. See, faith is the basis for all our miracles. In fact, the scripture teaches us in Romans chapter 14, verse 23, that everything that does not come from faith is sin. Look at it. You see it? Romans chapter 14, verse 23, and it ends that everything that does not come from faith is sin. Now that's pretty clear to me. And if we are to be partners with God, we must first of all have faith in God. See, as we partner with God, we can do great things by the power of God. But if we are not in partnership with God, then there can be no overflow of the power of God. See, it's an inside-out situation that requires us as a people of God to truly be the church of God and not just using God's name on our church. All right. But as we be the people of God in partnership with God, then we will see the power of God resting and residing and abiding in our lives. So then high definition faith is partnership with God. And if you make God your partner, you ought to make your plans larger. Y'all ain't got it, huh? If you make God your partner, you need to make your plans larger. And the reason you need to make them larger, because I don't know about you, but I don't serve no little bitty God. I serve a great big God, and he can do anything but fail. And you got some little bitty narrow plans for your life. That ain't high definition faith. If God is your partner, you need to make your plans larger, because you know you walking with God, ain't nothing that you and God cannot do. One of my favorite scriptures is found in Hebrews chapter 11, verse 6. Hebrews 11:6, but verse 1 of that chapter says, which leads to verse 6, says, now faith. Y'all ain't read that? It is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Can't see it, but somehow you know it's there. The substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. But then you have to go on to my favorite, which is verse 6. It says, but without faith, it is impossible to please him. Can I ask you something? Please tell me who the him is. Okay. All right. And then the verse goes on to say, for he that cometh to God. I wish I had some Bible believers in here. He that cometh to God must believe. Must believe what? Come on, must believe what? That he is. Yeah. There is a God somewhere. Let me retract that. Instead of there's a God somewhere, there's a God everywhere. There's a God everywhere. Somebody shout everywhere. Everybody shout everywhere. He's the only being that's omnipresent. I can see him in the tree, in the leaves, in the grass, in the weeds, in the flowers, in the breeze, in the mountains, the valleys, the ocean, the river, the streams, and the sea. God is everywhere. There is nowhere you can go that God is not. That David said, oh, that I had wings of a dove, I would fly away and be at rest. But that was before David woke up, because when he came to him himself, he said, where shall I go from thy spirit, or whether shall I flee from thy presence? He said, if I ascend up into heaven, thou art there. If I make my bed in hell, behold, thou art there. If I take the wings of the morning and dwell in the utmost parts of the sea, even there thy hand leadeth me, and thy right hand holdeth me. If I say, surely the darkness shall cover me, even the night shall be as day, because where the light of the world is. Y'all ain't got it, huh? Because where the light of the world is, there can be no darkness. Y'all ain't got it. Maybe y'all don't know who the light of the world is. Let me break it on down. Where Jesus is, there can be no darkness. I'm sorry, but let me get back to my text. Let me get you to help me again to get this message across to your neighbor. Look at him in the face and say, neighbor, without faith, it is impossible to please God. And it is because without faith, every action is corrupt. Without faith, every value is vulnerable. Without faith, every security is threatening. Talent without faith is treachery. Music without faith ain't nothing but noise. Art without faith is only chaos, and education without faith is ignorance, and competence without faith is meanness, and money without faith is self-destruction, and business without faith is exploitation. Power without faith is opposition. Preaching without faith is empty. Prayer without faith is pointless. Worship without faith is worthless. The church without faith is phony. The truth without faith is a lie. Light without faith is death. And you and I without faith are downright pitiful. You got to have faith. I told you last week, the week before last, it comes first. That was week before last, but this is this week, it still comes first. Faith still